The arrival of fall always puts me in a mood to bake, and since I have some extra zucchinis from the farmer's market, I thought I would make some zucchini bread today. After I got all of my ingredients together that I don't have a cheese grater, which is what you need in order to make zucchini bread. So I've got a couple of different things that I can do. I have this Ninja food processor I'm going to try. If that doesn't work, I guess I can just sort of chop them very small. I don't know. We're going to try the food processor first. I'm going to start by kind of cutting up some chunks and see how that works. If you live on a boat, I highly suggest one of these Ninja blender things. It doesn't take up a lot of space, it doesn't take up a lot of electricity, and it does an amazing job. I think that'll do. The Ninja thing has a handy dandy measuring marks on it, so you can see how much I've got here. I need 1.5 cups, and that's just about 1.5 cups. Next, I'm going to mix together my flour and baking soda, baking powder, and salt. I pre-measured my flour because I was almost out and I wanted to make sure I had enough before I started. Today I'm actually using Bob's Red Mill gluten-free 1-to-1 baking flour, which works awesome if you want to make any recipe that you use with regular flour gluten-free. At this point I'm also going to put in my cinnamon and my nutmeg. I was just going to do cinnamon to taste. Obviously in recipes it has an amount that you should use, and I will include that in this recipe as well. But I find that some people like a lot of cinnamon, some people like just a little bit of cinnamon, so I try to kind of just put in what I like. And this is nutmeg. I really prefer fresh ground nutmeg. It tastes a lot better. I got this neat little thing. My parents went to, where did they go? Grenada. on a cruise several years ago. They got this fresh nutmeg in this tiny little grinder, and it works just perfectly for fresh ground nutmeg. I'm at the very end of this nutmeg, so it's really, really tiny and kind of hard to grate. It's going to be time to open up one of those other ones soon. I don't have a sifter on board. It takes up a lot of space and I wouldn't use it very often, but if you don't have a sifter, whisking your flour and other powdery ingredients will work just the same. Next, we're going to set aside our dry ingredients and then get a new bowl. Into that bowl, we're going to add our eggs, our vanilla, olive oil, and honey. I warmed my honey a little bit before I started because it got a little bit firm. I just gave it a few seconds in the microwave just to make sure I could get it out. Alright, that one ran out, so I had to grab a different one, which is okay. It's fine, we can mix our honeys. They're all buddies. Whisk that up. And we add the dry ingredients. And the zucchini. That's one thing about this thing. It's absolutely awesome mostly, except it's a pain to get stuff out of the corners. Then you mix it all up. And if you're chocolate crazy like I am, you add some chocolate chips. Everything's better with chocolate chips, right? Then we grease a pan. I don't have we're gonna use the less good olive oil. I don't have a designated loaf pan on the boat because it's kind of a waste of space. I'm not going to use it for anything more than making zucchini bread and stuff, so I can use this little tiny baking dish just fine. Then we put the batter in the pan. If you were to make this recipe with a loaf pan, this would be enough for one. I know a lot of recipes you read will do 2 loaf pans, but this is just 1 loaf pan's worth. Kind of flatten it out, get it to all the corners. You're ready to bake. Katie. Katie loves zucchini. Sit. Good girl. Catch. You want more? You want more? Sit. Is this what you want? Good. Good girl. Good girl. It doesn't pull out so well.